Hello, how are you all doing? I hope you're enjoying the stitch wheel and doing all the different stitches. Today we're going to do blanket stitch, and I'm sure you've all done that at school. It's a traditional stitch for edging. We're going to do it in a slightly different way in that we're going to do some wheels. So I've used it here in my schwarm embroidery. Sometimes when it's done in a close way, it's called buttonhole stitch. You'll see it referred to these days as blanket stitch and buttonhole stitch. Different books have different views on this, but anyway, it's fundamentally a blanket stitch. So I'm going to show you on the wheel. I just want to show you another piece of work. This is blanket stitch done close together on my Jacobean crewelwork tree of life here, and let's now move to the wheel. For this I've drawn a couple of circles and they've got a dot indicating where the centre is. Now for blanket stitch you always come up on the outside and go down on the inside. So the outside line indicates where you want your outer edge to be. And it's usual to do the stitch so that the needle points towards you, although I know that some of you will have been taught a different way. So do whatever suits you. So come up on the outside line and go down into the centre. And then come up a little way to the right of where you originally came up for your first stitch. Then go down again into the centre and come up the same distance away. If you want to draw markings on this wheel to indicate the length of your stitches, you can do. And obviously you can do them closer together or further apart. So you can see that I'm coming up through the loop. So go down into the hole, always into the hole in the centre, and then come up through the loop. So I'm stitching from left to right as a right-hander. I'll show left-handers on the other wheel. And I've got my needle coming up. The loop is towards me, and I've got my needle coming up and bringing it towards me. So I'm going to continue that because I need to turn it round. Just a word about finishing. Your final stitch should meet where you started just here. So you will go down into that hole to complete your ring. So if you're left-handed, come up on the line, go down into the centre, and then come up just to the left of your starting thread. So you're going around the wheel in a clockwise direction, so from right to left. So back down to the centre and up through that loop like that. Down into the centre and up through the loop and continue around. There are my little blanket stitch wheels. Hope you've enjoyed doing those. You could put something in the centre if you wish. The next stitch is going to be a variation of blanket stitch, and we're going to do that in a sort of straight line on the other side of the wheel.